Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining this info session for the econic accelerator for the 2025 cohort. This is the agenda for today. So we're gonna have 10 minutes for introducing Green Brother, and that would be introduced by the CEO of Green Brother, Ákos Tervalics. And then we're gonna have 15 minutes for the program presentations. We're gonna talk how to apply, and then we will open it for Q&As. We're going to talk also about the content of the program, and then we will be joined by our alumni, two of our alumni who will be talking about their experience with the program. We're going to open it again for questions with the alumni. So I will hand over now to Ákos, who is the founder and CEO of Green Brother.
Hello, thank you, Tufik. Hello, everyone. So this is Ákos, and let me introduce ourselves in a nutshell, not taking too much time. Yeah, Tufik, let's start the scrolling. So yes, as far as you may have seen our advertisements for this econic call. So we are a sustainability and innovation consultancy firm representing the EIT in energy and the EIT urban mobility in Hungary, and we are running this econic accelerator. Our main goal is to provide values, business values for the startups and SMEs who work together with us, and we mean business value, the value that can be an increase in the corporate value or new revenues, new markets for these companies. Now let's go on, please. So as I mentioned, we represent the EIT in energy and the EIT urban mobility, and this somehow describes the markets where we work, which is the energy, the circular economy, and the mobility segment. We work together with three so-called in-house investors who are closely acting together with us, Depot Ventures, Tilia Impact Ventures, and these three partners. And of course, we try to get in touch on the whole value chain of any innovation needs to go to market. So we are not only in contact with the startups and SMEs, but with a number of investors, universities and research institutes, in order to facilitate technical validation and product development, corporations for in case you need big commercial infrastructure or transactional data or similar things in order to scale your businesses. And yeah, of course, cities where many of the pilots can take place. So we would like to introduce you during the econic program these connections and business values that we can arrange alongside your businesses. So let's go to the next slide. Yeah, our focus region is Central Eastern Europe, of course, and our closer network belongs to it. However, not only scouting startups and SMEs from the whole Europe, but also addressing the whole European Union and European continent when we talk about target markets or market entry support for startups. And also we can reach out to third-party investors all along the European continent. Let's go further. So our partnership and the closest relationships that we operate here in Budapest. Just highlighting a couple of them in the screen. Getting on with energy sector, on mobility, corporates, also universities, the Battery Association, Hydrogen Association, beside the two EIT knowledge and innovation communities. Let's go to the next. Yeah, as far as I mentioned, we have 3 distinguished investors on board, and we work closely together with the Hungarian Business Angel Network with an access to the European Business Angels, the Hungarian Venture Capital Association, and Impact Investors Association. They are both based in Budapest, but both have a regional outreach. So when we talk about accessing the investments or the money, then it is more likely to be able to arrange a consortium of investors in case you meet the demands to facilitate the investments in this ecosystem. Let's go on. So we just had a number of startups already worked with, and startups and SMEs, and they were somehow participating in any of our programs previously, let it be econic accelerator or different other supporting programs, or were applying together with us in EIT for EIT funds in many cases, and of course many of them received the funding and running projects concurrently with the support of any of our investors. Let's go on.
Okay, thank you, Akos.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much. So now we will continue for the about the details on the program, how to apply, Q&A. My name is Tufik Dalal. I'm managing the econic accelerator and also responsible for investment relations at Green Brother. So let's move into the details. So an overview of the accelerator. So how is it structured? So the way the accelerator works is in 3 phases. I hope you had all a chance to look at the guide for applicants, where we explained it in more details, but here we can talk about it as well. So we have, it's a yearly accelerator where we onboard startups. So in the first phase, we would like to onboard a maximum of 20 startups. And this is where we do the validation of the business model, the validation of the technological premises. And we also provide feedback, mentoring in that phase to help you come up with a viable action plan that you're going to follow during the accelerator, but also a viable business plan. The startups that apply to our program are early stage, usually very early stage or early stage startups. So this is why we have this phase. And after this, usually to terminate this phase and to select the startups for the next phase, we have a pitching session where we challenge the startups, of course, after we've supported them with a mentor and everything. And this is where we select the ones that we feel can continue to the next phase. And the next phase usually is about validating the technology, providing a one-to-one mentorship based on the needs that we identified in phase 1. That could be either on the business side, it could be also on the technological side. We had cases where the startups pivoted during that phase because they realized that their assumptions were wrong. So that's the phase 2. You can also see that there is a possibility to receive a small investment, either from angels or from the early stage investors that work with us. It's optional. It's not like mandatory. It's really up to you if you need it. Usually it's in the form of a convertible loan. And from stage 2 to stage 3, we select the ones that are really investor ready, or we feel they could be investor ready. And this is where we work with them on improving the pitching skills, the presentation skills. Also, the business model has to be already at a high level. We need to see that the financial numbers are there, because this is what they will be grilled upon by the investors. and basically we get them ready for investment. We're not talking about only, let's say, financial investors, but this could be also corporate investors, because we have in our network industry partners who are also interested in technologies or in teams. So it's not only about VCs. But if we want to talk about, let's say, the venture funding section part, so we think usually by our experience that up to 4 startups usually would make it by the end of the accelerator, and it will really depend on the investor focus and on the startups. For the investment we are talking about comes from the core investors. It means our partners. You can see the three of them: Depo Ventures, Tilly Ampeg Ventures, and V3 Partners. These are like the core investors of the accelerator, but of course we have a much wider network of investors. But these investors usually get the priority to look at you guys. And if they decide not to invest, of course, we present you to the wider network that we have based on the focus of each investor. So some investors are focused on Central Europe, some investors are focused in certain technical areas, some of them are interested in deep tech, some of them are interested in only software and defense. So the investment can be up to 1.2 million. Each investor has a different sweet spot in the ticket sizes. So some of them are between 100 and 200. These are usually the very early stage investors, up to, for example, Telia, whose maximum usually is about 1.2 million. However, even if they have this sweet spot, and let's say your startup needs more money, they can team up with other investors, which they can bring on board for, let's say, much larger rounds. You can see it's in 3 phases. Usually it will follow a quarter plus or minus. You can see as well that there are 3 green dashes which says GB equity. So green GB equity means green brother. I'm sure there will be questions what is the cost for the startup to participate in the accelerator? There is no upfront cost to participate in the accelerator. The way we finance the accelerator, because we are a private organization, is by taking equity in the startups. Basically, your success is our success, and if you don't succeed, then we also don't succeed. So in the first phase, we take a 0.5% equity stake in the companies, in the participants' companies. The companies that move to phase 2, we ask for another 1%, and in phase 3, it's another 1.5%. So overall, it's only 3%. So it's not a controlling stake. It's a really very small stake that we can, if you get an investment or if we facilitate the investment, we can then discuss whether we will monetize it, convert it, or we keep the share. So I will move now to the next slide. So content-wise, sorry, just skipped one slide. Right. So how this is basically the company development model of the Econic Accelerator. You receive Econic acceleration services that could be mentoring, the networking, some technical support from our partners, validation, technical validation, business validation, maybe some investments from the angels, and then at the end of the accelerator, seed investment from the investment partners of the accelerator, and later on, these will be co-investments from other investors for, let's say, larger rounds or additional rounds. And so what happens during those phases? Now you are in the application period, which is 2 months. We started on the 1st of February. We are looking for startups who are at least at TRL level 4. You have a team of at least 2 people, 1 founder and another C-level person, or 2 founders, at least 2. We're not looking for 1 founder company. And ideally in the energy, mobility, circular economy, or even clean tech, but it's all interlinked. So this is a very wide area of applications. In the first phase, it's usually the education part, and I have Cindy here who will talk about it later. We do this in partnership with RMIT University. and we will explain the topics of the workshops. Of course, there is a networking event, which is on site. We're going to talk about it later as well. And also the assessment. So we are doing assessments with each one of you guys on the technology, on the team structure, and on the business structure as well of your company. This is all done in phase 1, and we provide feedback for improvement, and we help you build an action plan and a business model plan as well. In phase 2, the workshops become more focused. Let's say, for example, on prototyping. There we have the mentoring continues based on the needs that we uncovered in phase 1. So you will have people from companies either or some previous founders, really depending on where you need support, what do you need to improve, and we will have the network, the expert to support you on that. The experts come from all over Europe, from different companies. They could be from large corporations. They could be also financial experts. Really depends. In phase 3, we're going to really be focusing on getting you ready for investment or for, let's say, acquisition. It will really depend on your vision, but mostly so you can be able to get either funding or customers, industry partners to work with you so you can develop further your solution. Again, mentoring there is also targeted, and we're going to finish that with a demo day, which is the graduation day where you're going to face the investors. Today in the morning, we had one. There is one of our alumni have participated, so they will provide you feedback later on in the session. And the acceleration program basically finishes with the graduation. We also have a fast track, so companies that are where we find out that, for example, you don't need to go through all these phases because you have some things already covered, you have that expertise and knowledge, you can skip the phases and move, let's say, straight forward to phase 3. So this is the fast track option that we described in the guide for applicants. This is the timeline of the activities. We're going to share this presentation so you can later take note of the dates. I would definitely recommend you block these dates in your calendars already now, even though you don't know if you're going to be accepted or if you decide to apply. It's really good to block these dates in your calendars, especially the ones where your physical presence is required. So we're going to kick off the program in Budapest on May 6th. You're going to have a 2 days workshop, 2 days full of workshops in Budapest. So it's good to book these dates in advance. And we're going to also be performing the needs assessments throughout. So we will start on April 28, even before. And we expect that by May 16, we will exactly have the reports ready with some feedback from our side. And then you can start working on that, on building up those action plans. On June 19, we have a Partners Day, and that's an event also in Budapest, in a very nice location in Budapest. It's a golf resort, and this is where we invite our partners, investors, industry experts for matchmaking, and also to know you. There will be some workshops as well, interesting workshops and some activities. It's mostly about networking, and so you can also guys get to know each other as well, because it's not only about us providing you with networking, but also one of the very important thing, if you are in a cohort, many startups can be complementary to each other, so your solutions can be really complementary. And sometimes I've witnessed when one startup had a customer, they teamed up with another startup and came up with a solution that was comprehensive, because on their own they wouldn't be able to provide it, but they knew they had another colleague or another startup in the same cohort that was providing a solution that perfectly complement, and they won the tender. So these are the 2 important events. Note them down: May 6, 7 in Budapest, and June 19. All the other workshops will be done online, because most of you will be scattered all over Europe. And in red color are the dates when we're going to be doing the selection for the next phase. So from phase 1 to phase 2, the selection will be done on June 25. For phase 3, it will be done on September 25, and on November 26 will be the graduation, and on December we plan the investment committee hearing. So this is where you're going to be pitching to the investors. I will now hand over to my colleague Cindy, and Cindy is going to talk to you about the content of the workshops in phase 1.
Thank you. Sorry for interrupting. I could just want to add one sentence to pilot projects and the fundings as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Just getting back the word, because we would have some important information and news for you because of the accessing these European knowledge and innovation communities from urban mobility and InnoEnergy. For those ones who are joining us in the econic and we can work with them along, we will be able to continuously offer different opportunities to get funded from these entities. Also accessing pilot project applications, accessing potential clients where you can start your pilot projects, and of course we will let you know about these opportunities depending on your professional targets, let it be mobility or energy or different sectors. We will have different deadlines for these applications. And what I would like to mention that the closest calls will be open this June. This will be the main innovation call. We will have a new call being opened this autumn for especially for supporting SME small scale projects, and for specifically startup pilots in cities where you can apply to specific city problems. So this program is called the Raptor program. Will be most probably open at the end of this year or in the beginning of 2026. So in case you have a good progress with us, then most probably in the middle of next year, you can have your first client and pilot already installed along these, at least one of these programs. So thank you. Just that was the thing that I wanted to add.
Thank you, Akos, for this very important add-on.
Yeah, thank you.
Cindy, over to you.
Well, as Akos was mentioning, we are, or this part of the econic accelerator, that is the education program, is called CHESS. That's why you find like so many logos in our backgrounds. And actually CHESS is the acronym from City Hub Evolution, from Smart City to Startup City. This is a project funded by the European Union via the EIT, that is the European Institute for Innovation and Technology, in this case for urban mobility. And well, just to finish introducing myself, I am part of RMIT. RMIT is the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology. It's a university based in Asia Pacific. I mean, in Australia, Vietnam, Singapore, Hong Kong, and we have an office here in Barcelona where I'm based. So basically my role here in this part of the program, that is the education program, is to be a facilitator. I'm also founder myself, so I'm not going to be a lecturer, I'm not going to be a teacher, just a facilitator for these sessions. So if we move to the next slide, please. The CHESS, that is the education part of the econic accelerator, is divided in 6 workshops, and each one has been developed given the needs and the gaps that we have identified in a previous cohort and a previous project. So this is a result of 2 years work. And as I told you, we are also founders ourselves, and we identified that we still need to fill some gaps regarding the knowledge. Of course, you would say, like, I could ask an AI to do some of the documents or the outputs or the results that you mentioned here. But the point here, before I start using AI, is to learn at least the basics of what you need in order to close the deal with your customer or to raise the next round with investors. So given that in AI you have the principle of garbage in, garbage out, so we want to decrease the chance of you developing like a document or a business model with some gaps. That's why in the first workshop we are going to tackle business model and pricing, and we are going to deep dive on the basic concepts of business model, strategies and revenue models, and then using some AI as well to at least finish the business model. The expected outcome from each of these workshops is to finalize this 2-3 hours workshop with the document that you see mentioned in the title. And I don't want to forget mentioning that actually the main value that you get from these workshops is having the peer-to-peer learning. So as I told you, I'm the facilitator. I'm not going to give you a lecture on how to develop the business model, but you're going to have the chance to learn from your peers, and maybe the alumni can also tell you about it. So I encourage you to attend these workshops, even face-to-face or online, to be part of that peer-to-peer learning, because actually what happened in the previous workshops is that people were speaking up about the difficulties that they had, and some other peers were helping them to solve it. Like, okay, I have a problem to define my business model between B2B and B2C, and another peers help them to do so according to your experience, because of course you learn from people who are on the same stage as you or one above, of course, in Europe. The second workshop is about the financial model, the market growth and sales strategies. We're going to have a check-in. We're also going to talk about impact and what's beyond sustainability. And we are going to finish with product development and scaling. The order of these workshops is not mandatory. Of course, we can tailor it according to your needs. But I just want to finish by mentioning that the attendance is flexible. So of course, I understand that as founders, you wouldn't have time maybe to attend the whole workshops, but you can also invite another team members that are relevant for these workshops. Like, for example, if we are talking about market growth and sales strategy, you can also invite the business development people in your startup. So thank you.
Cindy, maybe we should mention that in case the applicants don't get accepted into the program, and so it can happen that you may not be accepted into the program. And if you will be based in Central and Eastern Europe, you will have the opportunity to attend these workshops. Cindy's gonna run separately the same set of workshops. Maybe you can talk about it more, Cindy.
Exactly. So if you are not eligible for the econic accelerator, or if you don't feel that you fit the whole criteria that mentioned previously, you can also continue attending these workshops and webinars. And of course, the attendance is flexible. Like, if you couldn't attend the 3 first workshops, of course, you can still attend the other ones. We are going to provide like flexible ways to attend it, so you can, of course, like manage your time there. But everyone who is interested on refining their business model, the financial model, or if you need that you still have some gaps, as I told you, to raise the next investment round or to close the deal with your customer base, feel free to join us as well. Thank you, Tofik, for pointing it out.
Thank you, Cindy. So I'll move on. Then we have another set of workshops. I will not delve in details into it because we're going to share the presentation, so you can look at the topics that we will also have in these workshops. The last 2 workshops are with a question mark, And also, I didn't put any specific dates. We're gonna set these dates at a later stage before the accelerator begins. We talked about the 2 events already. Here are some pictures from the event. So we have the kickoff on May 6th in Budapest, and then we have the Partners Day, the Inspiration Gulyas as well on June 19. How to apply? I think most of you've already tried it. So you go through the F6S system. This is how it looks like. And you click on there, and then you fill up the information for F6S and then the questions that are relevant for the accelerator. Just so you know the selection process, how it works. So we are now in the open call. We are between 1st of February and 21st of March. So the call closes next Friday. So if you haven't finished your application yet, I strongly recommend you do it. We're gonna do the eligibility check and online evaluations already. So we are already doing them, by the way, but we would like to finish them by April 2 and give an invitation to the live pitches. For the live pitches, we would like to invite around 30 startups, plus or minus, and the live pitches will be taking place on April 3 and April 4. Please block these dates in your calendars. The jury, which will be in the live pitches, is comprised of experts from Green Brother and also from the investors. And by April 11, we will inform you of the selected participants. So we expect between 15 and 20 participants to be selected. The profile of the ideal applicant: you have a clear, scalable business idea. You own a majority of the company, a large majority of the company, either as founders or employees, and you have a fit, of course, with the econic program. We have listed few of the fields which are relevant to the accelerator, but these are not the only ones. These are only few of them there because there are so many. So just so you have information, the online evaluation, how it will work. So if you're eligible, you will move on. If you're not eligible, you're gonna receive a rejection email from us. You can, of course, appeal within 2 days. The online evaluation, we have a minimum of 3 experts who are evaluating. In fact, we have 5. And we evaluate based on the information you provide. This is the online evaluation. So I really recommend you give us as much relevant information as possible. And the best 30 would be invited to the live pitch by March 31st. You should know about that. The live pitch, how it would look like. So we will do in the following way. We're gonna have 10 minutes for each startup. So up to 5 minutes for your pitch, and then up to 5 minutes for answering the questions from the jury. So we recommend usually that you have a 3-minute pitch and you give yourself as much as possible for the questioning. And what do we expect from the participants? This is important. So once you are invited to participate in the accelerator, it means you have been accepted. We will need a participation confirmation from you that you agree and you want to join. We're gonna need your incorporation certificate to see that you are really a company that has been established. And there will be the provision of the safe note signature. As I explained how we take equity through the safe note, which is the most founder-friendly investment instrument available. You don't pay anything up front. We take equity, and if you're successful, we are successful. What we expect also from you in the program, so we want the participation of the founder or CEO, basically C-level people, not junior people. This is not for them. This is really for people who can change the strategy of the company during the acceleration if it's necessary. So you need to have really decision-making powers in the company. We expect you to attend the program events, most of them, at least the on-site events, full engagement with the mentors, because you're gonna have mentors who are really senior people, very busy senior people. And we expect also from the founder's side, really full engagement with them and respect for their time and expertise. We would be also very happy if you promote your participation in the program. And after each workshop session, we have feedback surveys which help us improve the service. So also we would love if you can help us also improve our services. I'm gonna move straight to the alumni. We're gonna have the Q&A at the end of the session because I can see we are a bit late. So today we are joined by Balázs, Christina, and Lore. Linda, can you confirm if they're already in?
Yes, they are here with us.
Perfect. So they will just briefly tell us about their experience, tell you, in fact, briefly about their experience in the Econic Accelerator, and then you're going to have a chance to ask them questions. So we're going to start with cleanup.
Okay.
So Christina and Balázs, hello.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Balázs, and my co-founder partner Christina, she's here as well. So have a good day for everyone. and I would like to highlight that we really enjoyed the path with Green Brother during this program. That was really useful for us. We went through all the process from the beginning by the up to the end of the journey. What was today? The pitch was today. So we are really excited. How can we proceed?
The investor pitch, yeah, the graduation pitch.
Yes, so that was really nice. We during the program we've got a mentoring help, let's say. So our mentors helped us a lot. We worked on our pitch. We worked on our business plan as well. So we clarify everything by the end. We had to work on it. I'm not telling you that that was too hard, but it was tough, but it worked. So I really recommend to you to go through this process because it's worth.
Balázs, thank you. Any questions to Balázs from the founders who are with us today? Okay, Balázs, thank you very much. We're gonna move to Lore and her experience with the accelerator. I have to say that Lore is the founder of Urbixup, who didn't advance to phase 3 like cleanup, but despite that, of course, she remains in our community and we support her, and Lore will tell you more about that.
Thank you very much, Tufik, and good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate Balázs. I hope for the best for your company from the results of today. Well, regarding my experience, first of all, I would like to tell that we are connecting the first network of driving simulators in Europe. Our aim is to allow driving schools with unused capacity to offer it to businesses that otherwise could not afford this type of training for their drivers. Why we are doing this? Well, it is proven that training with simulators can improve drivers' decision-making skills and with that prevent accidents. So our goal is to create safer cities for future generations and businesses to thrive. And although now you may consider this is a good idea, at the beginning I was not able to articulate it properly. And I came to this program with important needs and to cover, related not only to my pitching skills, but also to the business plan, to our unique selling proposition and our unique value proposition definitions, and working with support first of Cindy during the initial stage and then with Thomas in the second stage. We managed to overcome many of the flaws that we had in our business plan. And like Tufik mentioned, although we did not pass to the next stage, we went to the IT Jump Starter and we won first prize.
and that was a very good 10,000 prize that today is helping us to bring our vision to the market with an special support. And I would like to give a special mention to the RMIT University. We are filling important knowledge and execution gaps in collaboration with students in different areas. This collaboration is a win-win for students to gain to gain practical experience, and for us to receive professional support. My advice to you is come to every session. You will learn, like Cindy mentioned before, from your peers. And 3 words for you is be mindful, be active, and be proactive. Be mindful of the team that you are part. Be mindful of the leaders that you're working in, to Fig, Tamas, Cindy, Linda, but also be active, come on time, give your opinion, and be proactive. Dare to ask if you need something, if something was not clear for you, if the necessity that your startup in this moment has is not in the program. Don't be afraid to send an email to Tamas, to send an email to Cindy, to Linda, to Fig. You will receive an answer, and not any answer. You will receive an answer from exceptional professionals that are truly interested in your startup and in your progress. And the fact that they are only choosing 20 startups in this cohort is, for me, is a synonym of their exclusivity of this program. So I hope for the best. And if you have, for each one of you, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to connect in LinkedIn. And good luck for everyone.
Lore, thank you very much.
Sophie, if you allow me, I just want to pick Lore's last words, and I just want to encourage people to apply anyway. Like, of course, you mentioned the acceptance criteria, but if you don't fit them all, still apply, because we can still help you.
Absolutely. What we also do, even if we don't select you guys, we may have other opportunities for you outside of the accelerator, business development opportunities, because we work with the industry, and we do receive requests for technologies for certain fields. So when we know we have you in the community, we can reach out to you and show you, okay, we have this opportunity. Is this something interesting for you? And then if you say yes, we can continue elaborating on it in a different way. If you have questions to our guests, now is the time. Anyone who'd like to ask our guests the questions about their participation in the program, please feel free to speak up.
May I just say one thought about your program and this cooperation we had with you? Actually, I wanted to emphasize that even it doesn't matter actually in which phase you are with your startup. I think it's very important, and that's what we always faced within your program, that keep challenging your startup concept and the whole business plan, financial plan, because in that case, you feel yourself really prepared for the pitch and in front of the investors. So it helped us a lot today to have the confidence to stay there and know each details of your business, even though we thought maybe 1 year ago that we know each details. But now, after challenging and making these sessions with you, it helped us to be prepared for the pitches. So thanks for that. Thanks for your support.
Yeah, thank you, Krista. We will be brutally honest with you. We're not going to hide it, because if we're not brutally honest with you, you're going to get burned by the investors. So it's better to really get drilled inside the accelerator rather than by the investors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tawfiq, that is a gift. The honesty is a gift for us to polish our work. Definitely, when everything is going okay, don't trust. Don't trust. Is better to work harder on every aspect.
Yep. Okay, thank you. Linda, do we have questions? Because I can't see the participants if somebody's raising their hands.
Nothing. No questions so far.
Okay. So now we move to the Q&A for the program. So if you have questions about the program, about anything within the program, now is the time to ask. This is our Q&A session. Whatever is on your mind, whatever you feel we have not covered in the guide for applicants, please do ask now.
This is more of a general question. I just want to say, thank you for the great presentation. I love how Green Brother is driving energy innovation to many different solutions. So that's great. I just have a question about my particular project. We are working on an AI-powered walking tours app that is ready to launch in Budapest. That's where we're located.
Mhm.
It will enhance urban tourism with smart recommendations. So it's not directly energy focused, but it promotes eco-friendly travel in a way. So we already applied to the program, but we're just wondering, if your partners, like those in like smart cities and urban tech, might see a fit for something like this, and also if that would align with your program and network, just so we don't get hopes of up too much. We just want to know if we're in the right program.
Frank, you are in the right program because this is active mobility, in fact, and this is one of the let's say fields where EIT Urban Mobility provides support. They are also very focused on that, on promoting this type of mobility, and they also work with cities, and they have very good connection with cities. So we do. Green Brother also has connection with cities, but through EIT there are possibilities for these pilots. And so I think, yes, I haven't seen your application in details yet, but the way you describe it, yes, it fits the profile of the program.
Great. That was my question. Thank you very much. And I look forward to hopefully joining the program.
Yeah, we look forward to your application as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
We have another question in chat. How many years are you usually investing in the participants' company?
How many years?
Yeah, Wolfgang.
Okay.
Did you mean years? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Wolfgang, Green Brother doesn't invest directly. We are an accelerator, so we provide services to you. It's our partners who invest. So it could be either the VCs, whose logos you can see on the top right corner, or it could be industry partners, companies involved in different fields, or it could be some of them, for example, EIT InnoEnergy, they're focused mostly on clean energy solutions, urban mobility, on mobility, but mobility is also a very large area. So it covers also energy, it covers charging, but as you've heard, it covers also walking, cycling, city infrastructure, smart cities. So all of this is covered. And they are the investors, not us directly. We facilitate the investment. We help you develop what the skills you need to be able to succeed with them, either to get pilots, maybe contracts, or investments, funding from them.
That is another one regarding this. Was not clear how long do you hold the equity?
Okay, so how long does Green Brother hold the equity? We don't have a rule for that. This is really up to discussion with the startup. We may decide to convert it sooner. We may decide to keep it. Usually, we of course don't want to be an obstacle for any further investments. So this is really up to negotiations with the startup and the oncoming investors. We are not, I would say we are not a long-term holding because we want to finance the accelerator. So we would rather convert our share in order to be able to finance the operations of the next cohort.
Thanks, you answered the question. No more questions in the chat so far.
Okay, guys, any question, really anything that's on your mind, whatever, just drop it now, because then you won't have a chance. Of course, you can contact us via email or via F6S chat, but it's better always to hear it person to person.
Oh, there we have another question. Just
All right.
we received.
We still have time. Let's go for it.
Tugan Aaron is on train. And do fast track startups still give the same equity for the 3 stages?
Yes, yes. But it's always a matter of discussion, negotiations, because it also depends on the amount of the investment that they will receive.
So no more questions.
Perfect. Okay. So thank you very much for all who have attended. Thank you very much for our guests, for our alumni, that they really spared their time to share their experience. And to all the applicants, we wish you good luck. And we look forward to see your applications completed by next Friday. Thank you very much. Have a great day.